Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into the Elimination Chamber picks, I want to let you know how you can support the Wrestling Realm. Simply going to buymeacoffee.com/Wrestling Realm. Simply, you can go there, celebrate the 10th anniversary with the real Dwayne Allen and I by supporting us just as little bit as $5. Doesn't have to be monthly, can be a one-time purchase or a one-time donation where you show your support for two people who simply love wrestling and love talking about it, because at the end of the day, we're fans too. So just go to buymeacoffee.com/wrestling realm. And we want to give a special shout out and a thank you to the one and only Dr. D. Daryl Johnson, who was our first supporter. And he's been a supporter and a big brother. Thank you, Dr. D.
No, baby, that's for somebody else. We're just going to keep you right where you're at right now.
It doesn't matter what you think.
The Wrestling Realm presents Break It Down with Brian H.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Break It Down with Brian H. Keeping it 100. I'm your host, Brian H. Waters, and this show, of course, is brought to you by the Wrestling Realm. If you haven't done so, go ahead, hit the subscribe button right now. Tell your friends about it. We got the Elimination Chamber coming up. I'm excited for it. I know you are. It's the road to WrestleMania. We are right in the middle of this road, and it's been very interesting, to say the least. Lots of twisted turns, so I'm gonna get right into it to talk about it, because I believe that this will be one of the good ones. Now, here's the funny thing. I thought about this before I hit the record button. This, folks, is the last pay-per-view before the WWE Network is, put to sleep. And it's ironic that I don't feel like counting in my head. Was it 2014? So y'all do the math. 7 years ago, that the first pay-per-view, the last pay-per-view before there was a WWE Network, was the Elimination Chamber. You may not remember, but I remember, finding the pay-per-view, and then the next day, that Monday, waking up, the WWE Network was available. Everything didn't work. Y'all may remember, you go in there, and some of the pay-per-views, it was brand new. So I wanted to go back and watch some old stuff. I wanted to go back and watch some old WCW pay-per-views from the 90s, and all of them didn't work. But nonetheless, it's definitely given us a lot of great memories. Maybe we'll do an episode on that. But today we're here to talk about the Elimination Chamber. And like I said, I'm excited for it. This is one of those pay-per-views. So the Money in the Bank, I've been vocal. I don't like the Money in the Bank being a whole pay-per-view. Now, when you got all these shows, I kind of understand it. When they was doing, a SmackDown one and a Raw one, it was like, all right, cool. Now they don't. They just, I think they do one briefcase, one for the men, one for the women. So it's okay. But the Hell in a Cell, I don't like it being a standalone pay-per-view, only because I feel like you got to force your way to a Hell in a Cell match, as opposed to being allowed to have that cell match organically, right? The Elimination Chamber makes sense. It's we at the end of the road to WrestleMania, or almost at the end, and for whichever show doesn't have a title contender, you got to throw them in there. You got to figure out which 6 people that's capable, who's going to challenge. Now, I will say a disappointment is there is no women's Elimination Chamber match. Why aren't the Raw women, and hopefully they changed that beforehand, but why aren't the Raw women vying to see who's going to face Asuka? So that's something I'm disappointed in, because I did like the women being in it, and maybe they didn't want to, but I like with the tag teams, and then last year Shayna Basler just dominating her way to the end, and she would get her championship match against Becky Lynch. So that's each his own. But we could talk about this year's, as we have the men's Elimination Chamber match. This is interesting, and this kind of makes you think you automatically know where they're going with this, right? You got Cesaro, you got Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, and Sami Zayn, the winner, will take on Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship later in the night. I'm almost certain that's going to be the main event, especially because there's always talk about Roman being the main event. But when I look at this, right, I'm going to pick Daniel Bryan to win. No, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. Cesaro's going to get his moment. This is it, because it's going to be kind of one of them things I feel like they're going to say, all right, we're going to give you Cesaro now. Don't expect him too much. But this is an opportunity where he can get his championship match, and then they can pull him back. And I think this right here, folks, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to admit I'm going to tap out. Now I believe we will get Edge and Roman Reigns, because I think by them making this for later that night as opposed to WrestleMania, it almost sets us up for the obvious, and we'll get Edge and Roman Reigns. So I've already said it. Cesaro wins, he goes to face Roman Reigns, and then he loses to Roman in a hard-fought contest. Now, for the United States Championship, we got Matt Riddle and Keith Lee challenging Bobby Lashley. Now, I would love to see Keith Lee win the title here, but I don't think it's going to happen. I really think that Bobby Lashley is going to win. For some reason, I feel like he's going to hold on to this title. I do think we may see some titles change hands. I'll get to that, but I don't think this one is it. I think Bobby Lashley holds on. He finds a way to get it done and, get away, and, he finds a way to escape and survive. Speaking of championships, the tag team titles are on the line. You have to believe that this is replacing Asuka and Lacey Evans, as Lacey Evans announced that she's pregnant. Now, it was just in the story. I don't know about how I feel about that. You have Ric Flair looking confused and then started wooing, but congratulations to Lacey Evans nonetheless. With that being said, you got Nia Jax and Shayna Basler defending the tag team titles against Bianca Belaire and Sasha Banks. I had my good friend Drian Santana on here, and I said it. I said, look, I really think that Sasha and Bianca are going to be tag team champions leading into WrestleMania. Or somewhere, maybe lose it on the way, but I felt like they was going to win tag titles. I said that last week. Here it is. It's going to happen, folks. We're getting new tag team champions. That's my pick. So Sasha and Bianca get the win. Or if they don't, I think Bianca officially makes a statement and lets Sasha know, I'm coming for you at WrestleMania. She almost made the announcement on SmackDown Friday night, but she didn't quite. But either way, I'm going with Sasha and Bianca. That's my pick. Put it down. And then for the men's WWE Championship, there's all this talk. People are asking, can we get Kofi Mania 2? He's in the Elimination Chamber. We got Sheamus in there, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and Jeff Hardy. Folks, I'm going on a limb with this one. Elimination Chamber has surprised us in so many years. The year Bray Wyatt won the championship, I don't think anybody expected him to win it. The year Jack Swagger, when he rolled up Randy Orton at the end, I don't think anybody expected him to win it. I'm going with AJ Styles. Now, maybe some people are picking him. Maybe it's not too far on the limb. But what I see him getting this and then going into WrestleMania and maybe facing Drew again. But AJ Styles has been a WWE guy, folks. I know the Impact Wrestling fans don't like to hear that. They call us WWE marks. But it's the truth, man. And it would be nice to see Kofi Mania too. But to keep it 100, it wouldn't be the same. It would be good to see Kofi in the championship, but it wouldn't be Kofi Mania 2. But nonetheless, I think he gets it. But here's the thing about Kofi being in this match. I love the fact that he is being presented as a top guy. He is a former WWE champion. Now, truth be told, I think they forgot, and they was like, oh, snap. Maybe some of the internet backlash. Hey, man, y'all ain't put Kofi in the championship. Y'all say it's all former WWE champions. It is Black History Month. So maybe that did happen. Nonetheless, Kofi's going to be in the championship match. He didn't get a chance to do his Rumble spot, so he'll get a chance to do it here. And I got Kofi Kingston winning. I mean, I got AJ Styles winning the championship, folks. So I'm excited. Let me know in the comment section, what are y'all predictions? Let me know. So, I'm definitely interested to hear those because, like I said, man, it's certainly interesting to see everything that's happening in the world of professional wrestling. And the road to WrestleMania always gets tricky, no matter what. A lot of times you can think you have things figured out, and then boom, they throw a curveball in there, or boom, they do something else. So I think we get something, we get something different. So that's what I'm looking forward to as we get ready for WrestleMania 37. So, folks, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in, everybody who's supported the show. Shout out to the Black Wrestling Podcast. I got this great sweatshirt, Nation of Domination. Let me move the microphone so y'all can see it. So, yeah, the shout out to them. No more in stock. You guys hit them up, but Meth said there will be no more. So I got mine. Definitely excited about a lot of cross promotions, a lot of crossover with the Black wrestling media that you'll be seeing. I'm going to tune in after I drop this, going to actually tune in to they featured those wrestling girls who I may or may not have coming on very soon. But I also had my boy Trey D of wrestling, of the We Love Wrestling podcast, We Love Wrestling show. If you check out his Instagram, his website, he's doing so many great things, putting a lot of independent wrestlers over on his platform. So as I get ready to clock out, I'm going to give you a preview, which this episode is available now on all Wrestling Realm platforms. Before I get out of here, let me remind y'all to go ahead, hit the subscribe button, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling Realm, like the fan page, and if you're on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating, folks. It's not hard to do at all. So till the next time, folks, Brian H. Waters, so long, everybody. What's been one of your favorite matches in the past year so far that you've been able to cover?
Trisha Dore versus Queen Aminata happened right here in Indianapolis. GCW, I think 13, Indiana Invasion. I brag with it. I put that match into the atmosphere and got Trish up here with that Pan-African World Dysphoria Championship. And just being there because I was able to be by ringside, record it. It's on the page. Check it out. That match right there. Just looking at what happened after that match, it set the platform of a lot of things that's in motion now. So that right there has to be one of the top matches that I like. It's other matches, but when I look back at stuff, I'm like, it's that match right there, because I look at everything happening now and I'm like, that one, that one right there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Break It Down with Brian H. As always, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. That way you are notified every time we post new content. And make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at Wrestling Realm. And follow me too at Brian H. Waters.